and I love your thoughts about maybe it's crown chakra protection season of some kind. Maybe there's some of us who don't even know that we know that it's good to have a little extra crown chakra protection. And also, I was thinking, you know, hats like this and witches' hats, they probably are also amplifying crown chakra stuff, like somewhere in the middle. Anyways, hello and welcome to everybody else. I am going to do a reading for the Saturn retrograde coming up. And what's delightful is I know very little about it. So this is going to be with the cards and intuition, and then just what I know about Saturn retrogrades. And then later I might do another video where I go and learn. I'll come in and share the degrees and what sign it's in and things like that. And actually, it's funny. I believe it's either going to be in Capricorn again or it'll be in Aquarius. Either way, I'm enjoying going off the energy. I just shared some written posts under the community tab where so a lot of times the signs that come to me will come to me through movie quotes, book quotes, songs, things of that nature. And I have a I have great fun with my friends and my community. We describe things using some of that or some of the funny things, and so I'm just kind of allowing that natural fun and absurdity to grow into what I do. And I have this really strong feeling that it's really going to connect with a lot of folks. So if you want to go and look at the written stuff I put in the community tab, maybe you'll get a sense. Maybe there will be certain songs that came up at a time last year or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, things like that, that you'll remember some things that happened when you kept hearing a certain song or quote, or when you watched a movie for the first time. And some of the things I throw in there too are they're not just movie quotes and books. They're patterns of things that I see either in words, or I use the best way I could to describe it. In any case, one of the things that sticks out the most about the Saturn retrograde is the song from Little Mermaid. That's that flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs for walking, singing, dancing, strolling along on those. What do you call them? I'm sure you can sing a little more of the rest. And what it is that Saturn in direct is about boundaries and limitations, and they're karmically, it's our karma, things to learn, good and bad. So when Saturn goes retrograde, there's a releasing often of karmic bonds. And it's also like when when you go through seasons of Saturn direct, you tend to realize there are things that you want in life, but you feel the burden of responsibility to keep working at what you had. And those are often the lessons, even like learning when to let go of something, even if it feels like the court of public opinion or 3D reality would tell you to do opposite. In your heart when it is right for you to stay in something or not, or to go towards something or not. And then when Saturn goes retrograde, we often have this thing of being like, I know that I probably, like, either I should stay in this, or I know that I could stay in this and I could make it work if I really wanted to put it into that, but I want more. I want more. And I'm noticing in the collective a big pattern on people that are in relationships that they're not the worst of the worst, but they're certainly not, there's not a growth happening in them. It's the same thing over and over and over again, same drama cycles, same arguments, same problems, same promises broken, things like that. There's not growth in it. And they're looking around saying like, well, I want more than this. I want more than that. Like, I want a relationship that's more than just looks nice on the outside. I want a relationship that's more than just my old patterns. I want fun. I want fulfillment. You want thingamabobs? I got 20, right? No big deal. I want more, right? That's the big energy that feels like it's coming off of this. And I believe it will be retrograde for, I want to say, somewhere between 6 and 7 months, maybe 9. And 6, 7, and 9 may be significant to you, but this is overall energy, and we might check in here and there. I'm learning to integrate aspects, transits, and angles into what I talk about. I do read about them, but sometimes it takes me a while to get the feel of talking about it and using the right vocabulary so that it's still fun. All right, so thank you, Spirit, for some cards on what's going on for us collectively. Ooh, for this Saturn retrograde. Interesting. Ooh, okay. Oh, the cards never cease to amaze me. So we got the Lovers. Appropriate consider today and yesterday are the cusp between Taurus and Gemini. So happy welcoming Gemini season and goodbye lovely Taurus season. It's a very Gemini card. It's also about choices between the head and the heart. What was I just talking about, right? Flipping your fence, you don't get too far. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Breakup card. Breakup card. It's the ending of a cycle that was not progressing past a certain level that you or someone else put a fair amount of energy into, and you could have. This is kind of the good example. You could have gotten this far, Eight of Pentacles, and it's reasonably far, but it's not fulfilling on its own. It's not the Ten of Pentacles. It's not the Ten of Cups. It's not Emperor and Empress. It will never get further than this. So this is a relationship that will never get better than this, and will never feel fulfilling. And then look, Knight of Cups in reverse. That's rejection. And it's cycles of rejection, messages of rejection, and it's often also another card that can indicate a breakup. And this is interesting because if we look at this is a positive card. This is a positive choice for the heart, and then we've got two breakup cards. Now, there's two ways we could interpret this. One is that there was relationships that were this. They were. Well, it could have been trauma bonding, but like they felt good. They felt like a match between the head and the heart. And it didn't turn out that way. It kept getting to this. And this is an 8 too, so I would liken it to Enneagram 8 type unevolved energy, and unevolved earth sign type energy, bullying and over focus on 3D material things, procrastinating, doing the other mature things you need to do to get to the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, things like that. It's also a bit of an energy of being in a relationship because you feel you have to have a relationship, not because you really like the person that you're with. It's a like commitments that feel binding on a 3D level, but that doesn't feel good. Doesn't bring this, it brings this. And then this can also be a cheater's card. And okay, this card on its own would not be a cheater's card, but together it would reinforce cheating. And this could also mean that. So it could be relationships that were good or seemed good. At least they seemed good in 3D, but they weren't. They were repeating cycles and going just the same nonsense. It never got better than that. It reminds me of it reminds me of when my DM and I were in couples counseling, and I was in a solo session, and we were talking about what I wanted, and I kept saying that I wanted my DM to make amends, and I had to get clear with myself, and counselor helped me with this, to see that what I wanted was a relationship that got better than this. Like we could get it here, yes, but I wasn't satisfied with that. I wanted something that was better, and we would just kind of keep doing this. And the counselor pointed out that my DM thought that this was what I wanted, like that I wanted to just get back to this just focus on money and work and just staying in the cycle of what he was used to, baseline stuff. And I wanted to grow. I wanted to get more to this, I wanted all the things. And it feels like that sort of energy is a lot of people that they've been doing this and this and this, and there's been a lot of this, and probably, and this can kind of be like love bombing too, like coming in looking like this, like I've got a lovely message for you, I love you, I'm coming towards you, and then nope, I'm off with somebody else. This could also be somebody traveling away to do mean emotional things. So 6 and 8, 14. So we're seeing temperance in there. So, and this can also sometimes be procrastinating and waiting energy stuck in this. So it might be like, if none of this stuff is going on for you, you may be waiting for communication from someone that this is going on for, through this Saturn retrograde period. Or and I feel like others of you, it's going to be that there's been people that you've been waiting on, and they're now going to communicate it. And the other timeline I was seeing is that it could be that this stuff is happening, like a breakup is happening because somebody's going towards someone they love, or they think that they love. At least they're making a choice based on, well, some people are making a choice actually based on the connection between their head and their heart and spirit. They've made union with themselves, and they are making a choice to go towards actual love and leave behind these cycles, because these have been cycles that have been in their lives forever, and they're seeing that they need to consciously want this whole connection. And because of that, it's like, they're either allowing or initiating breakups. More, I feel on that timeline, more allowing. They're allowing the cycles to end rather than trying to bring them back in, rather than trying to do this and fix it. And then for others, there might be some kind of blindside-ish stuff going on of especially anybody. I love Geminians. I have Gemini placements myself, Gemini family members, but there's definitely some unevolved energy with Geminis that it can be, they've fallen, they feel like they've fallen in love. And it's not only Geminis that'll hit it, it's just Gemini energy, which this card represents, is that they'll feel like they've fallen in love with somebody new, and it tends to happen. And so they will be initiating this sort of thing because of this. And this energy can come across as like, how would I put it? It'd be like, I'm not planning anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, they're over here doing lovey-dovey things with others, and be like, nope, I'm not making any plans. We're just not getting along. When really they're over here like texting and communicating with somebody else, doing that sort of stuff. And and then the bad news happens, because knights are typically messengers, and this is a ouch emotional message sort of thing, and hence breakup stuff. Let's see what's in the rest of the deck, and then I'm going to pull some other cards. So we've got the shadow card position, the Chariot in reverse. Ooh, goodness. And Strength in reverse. Okay, Page of Swords, Five of Pentacles, King of Swords, Eight of Swords, Three of Cups, the Star, the Hanged Man, Devil in reverse. Okay, yeah. So this is typically rushing, stress, and delayed victory, things like that. And with the Strength card in reverse beneath it, it feels like pressure from codependent relationships. So Saturn right now is really pushing for us to get out of any codependent relationships, get free. Even if we feel like, hey, Pixie. Oh, awesome. Yay. I'm glad. Let's see. So yeah, so in the Page of Swords, it feels like there's definitely a push on masculine energy. Those who are in codependent situations, and they're there because they've been impetuous, maybe petulant, bratty. They're going to have to start over, kind of. They're not fully started. This isn't an ace, but like they're going to have to kind of start over, and they're going to feel like they got to take some brave actions and step back a bit. And they're definitely, it feels like they're kind of going into a stillness energy, especially with the Hanged Man in here and the Eight of Swords. Like it feels like, I was going to do a different reading for DM energy specifically, but there's no reason I can't say it in both. Is that it feels like masculine energy for sure is going through a cycle of recognizing how they have put themselves in really crappy situations, and ones where they actually had all the information they needed to know they were going to get screwed. That somebody was inconsistent about they did things, or they got them in a lot of lies, or people told them exactly how the person was, but they were joking about it, or they may have said, wow, you're a way better friend or partner than any of the other people that this person has picked, or or like they give, like, spirit made sure you had the information, but you didn't listen to it. You may have even had people intentionally coming to you and saying, I am worried for you. You're with a person that's going to hurt you. And you didn't listen. You kind of wanted to Bonnie and Clyde it, sort of thing. A hot topic. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. So the topic kind of on most people's minds in some form or another is about healing. The Six of Swords in upright is like, going away to calmer waters to heal. And it's swords are typically thoughts first and foremost. So they can also be words too. So in reverse, it's like delaying healing, but I also feel like this is, it feels like two things. It feels like, it feels bittersweet. Not even two things. I'm just going to say what comes up. It feels bittersweet. It feels like kind of not like an I told you so, but like a you told me so. It feels like some fighting with some people, like the releasing. It feels like the exit fighting. Like you're not really like when you get to that point of being done with each other, but you're still kind of fighting a little bit, like here and there, uh, partly as just a natural human thing, and then also partly because of the of resentments and bitterness in there. And it's like it's over. And this also feels like late night anxiety over knowing that like a situationship needs to end or needs to be allowed to be ended, things like that. Kind of that almost like Peter Panish, like I don't want to grow up, I want to be a kid forever, but then realizing that as like there are certain limitations to being a kid forever that are not always advantageous, especially if you never grow up, you miss out on a lot of really great fun things. In the heart of the matter, we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, which is another one about immaturity, but it's all. And actually, I think I know this one. This card, especially in upright, it's often. I like to link it to it's like a photo bomber. Like if you're taking a picture and someone goes, "Hey," right? Um, and so in reverse, it feels like somebody who's doing that, but not just to be goofy and fun. Somebody who's doing it, well, maybe it's both. There's usually duality. You might see some people that do it just to be fun and try to get you to laugh, but their timing is a little off. Like maybe you're just in kind of a bittersweet mood, or maybe you just weren't expecting it and you really wanted that picture to be great, But it does feel like there's a definite energy of those who are like almost like intentionally trying to either pick a fight with you or get you into a fight with somebody else, which is interesting. Also, I mean, Four Pentacles reversed is it's like pridefulness in a not good way, and it's like resource hoarding in a way, but it's also releasing. It's like releasing. It's kind of like trying to have your cake and eating it too, but recognizing that you can't have both, and you can't. No, how do you even put it? It'd be like if you wanted to have your cake, but where you were going, you knew it wouldn't last, and you couldn't take all of it with you, so you decide to like it's like a moral conundrum. Well, it's not moral. Like the weird picture, the story I hear in my head from this card is somebody has a cake and they know they can't take the whole cake with them. It will go to waste. They'll never get to eat all of it. So they're deciding who to give their cake to so that it doesn't go to waste and so that it is most advantageous for them, but they're also deciding what that means for them. So I see two timelines. Some are deciding to give it to the people that they think have the resources or the tools. Like it's kind of there's a big eagle flying overhead. It's like an Al Capone-ish sort of thing, where it's like that person has weapons and that person has money and that person has a car, and what do I got to do? I got to cook for them. I got to give them good BJs. Like what is it? Like that person is picking people that feel like 3D advantageous, and then others are looking at it going, I could really use the help of that carpenter, but I see that there's a mother and child over there who have nothing to eat, and I'm going to give them the biggest share of this cake. Like I might keep a few slices to give to some people that could help me down the road, I hope, but I'm going to give most of it to those who deserve it and who need it, given the information that I have at this moment. And this is along with these cards. This can also be more like breakup energy, but it would be more contractual. It's like smaller contracts, and then like roommates, people that were in a business arrangement, the absolution of a business or a criminal enterprise. Also, it could be the breaking of leases or somebody getting fired or like that sort of energy in there. Um, it's funny because I don't feel. I mean, I don't feel like this stuff is necessarily bad. It just feels like, especially because it's in the reading for Saturn in retrograde, it feels like anything. I'm reminded of the phrase, what is it? When negative reactions are a good thing, like when negative outcomes are positive. Like if we're in a toxic relationship and that person, like let's say we're in a toxic relationship and that person cheats on us, and then we get upset with them and we say that's not fucking cool, and they get mad at us for getting upset at them and say fine, I'm done, I'm leaving, you don't accept me. It's actually a good thing that all happened. And then hot topic, I love hot topic. And then it's a good thing that they did that shit. Yeah, we got hurt, but it's a good thing that they did that because it wasn't going to go well anyways. And it's a good thing that we spoke up and that they decided to get better. We saw their true colors in it, and it doesn't feel like bad stuff. In fact, the having the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups in there, and the Lovers like that, it feels like there's this energy of being tired of this, being tired of being tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, that sort of thing, and that it's like a long awaited ending to like a third party situation that looked like it was going to be this but wasn't, and in order for like unions to come about. And let's see, we'll do these cards too. Voila. Everything is just absurd today, and that's okay. Oh, and I put Pixie, you'll like these, I put these buttons on here from Alice in Wonderland. Curiouser and Curiouser, and then the teapotty. I guess it's upside down. You know what? It's fitting that it's upside down. I'm going to leave it upside down. Alright. I'm not sure if I'll get to individual signs for this reading or not. I've kind of been enjoying doing collective stuff. Thank you, Spirit, for some insight into the Saturn retrograde going on the 23rd of May until whenever it ends. It's funny. There's a crow out in front of me, and it looks like it's got like a peanut or something in its mouth, and there's this little grosbeak. It looks like a little blackbird with orange on its feathers, and it's harassing the crow, which is really funny because, oh wow, I got big tingles on that, because normally you see crows harassing bigger birds, like they harass the eagles and the hawks and things like that, the geese, all that. How funny is, oh yeah, there it is, it's happening again. It's so funny. This little grosbeak is trying to chase after the crow, and the crow can't really do anything because it's trying to keep the peanut in its mouth, and that's normally how it would probably chase back at, another bird. And that grosbeak just like flew back triumphantly, so I don't know if maybe it had a nest over here or something. But that's, it's... it feels like it's very relevant to what's going on for this energy right now, is especially because Saturn is Father Time and Big Daddy Karma, and also that I see there are definitely going to be people that are doing what that crow did. Like typically the crow. It's an interesting way to say that, the crow. I feel like it's like tarot and crow, but I don't know why those got related. Anyways, it's like the crow is the bully getting bullied sort of thing, like the gold digger getting gold dug, the player getting played, and somebody clearly like trying to take away with more than their share, or they're not sharing when they could share, and they're getting chased off, and they can't stop and like defend themselves because they want the goods more than they want the rest. I don't know if that makes sense. Take what you will from that. Anyways, alright, let's see. Thank you for cards about the Saturn retrograde. Let's say 2 or 3, please, Spirit. All right, what do we get here? We got one. Ooh, interesting. Yep, fourth chakra Archangel Raphael in reverse. That's interesting. I mean, the cards definitely put their patterns together. And 38 is 11. So we got that. Let's see what else. Let's see, strategy ended up on the bottom there, so I think that's related. It's not going to be the final shadow card, but I think it's related, especially to Crow in there. And I think I did a Crow feather video if anyone wants a little more info on Crow. But I do know that Crow is very much fitting with the energy coming in for Mercury retrograde in Gemini, which is very much Loki sort of energy. And Crow is the keeper of the law, like karmic laws and universal laws, manifesting things like that. And they're neither good nor bad. They're trickster energies, but they're not. You call to you what energy is like you, that sort of thing. And so, when you're talking about beings that can go on either side, if they're around you, they're responding to the energy that you are in. And so if you're in a good trickstery sort of place, then that's the energy that they're helping you with, and bringing around you. Okay, interesting. Yin and Yang in reverse. 22, so it'd be both the Fool and it'd be the Emperor. So out of balance, heart chakra, betrayal energy. Oh yeah, look at that, 27, walking away. I swear, could this not be clear? Like, this is definitely, and this is very Ariel-like, isn't it? Like, I wasn't necessarily thinking breakup energy when I started this, but I just started with very simply the Little Mermaid stuff, and the other energies I listed on those posts. I know you liked those, Pixie, and there's like that flipping your fins, you don't get too far. It feels like that, almost like the after the breakup energy. We'll have to see. I'm gonna see what's now on the deck. Let's see. Walking away, 27 equals 9. So if we broke those down, 11, so we would have Justice in reverse, both the Fool and the Emperor in reverse, and then we'd have 9, and this is very 9 of Pentacles. In fact, is there a bird in there? No, but there's a butterfly. It's very 9 of Pentacles, single feminine energy. And again, it's funny, the tarot cards, one of them was an upright positive love card, and out of these divine energy oracle cards, one of them was an upright positive feminine kind of loving card. I mean, it's walking away, but she doesn't look unhappy, does she? So on the bottom here, nice, we have blossoming abundance, 3, and right underneath that is second chakra, so the sacral chakra in reverse. So definitely sacral chakra in reverse with those other cards would definitely be an energy of cheating sort of thing. Oh yeah, look at that, hot topic, deceit, and it's an upright, 25, which is 7, and we had 7, we had 7th major arcana card on the bottom as our shadow card for the other one. So a situation that was supposed to be victorious and was not. And then heart of the matter, door to romance, 33, 6. So another thing there with the lovers too, but this one is in reverse. Let's see a little bit more here. Yep, financial constraints, the garden and the gate, cornucopia reverse, man holding a coin in reverse, hostilities, journey in reverse, rest and rejuvenation in reverse, patience in reverse, victory. Yeah, so I think there'll be a fair amount. It's going to be half and half. Those of you that have worked on your healing fairly well, you're probably going to be sleeping just fine and enjoying the absurdities of the cycles of life, and you may walk away sometimes and come back other times, and you're just enjoying the flow. There are others that you're going to observe around you who are likely going to be having trouble sleeping, and it's likely because of these situations that are ending. And there's enough in here that I would say it's mostly romantic stuff, karmic situationships, things like that, but I think some work situations, some legal contracts, maybe, things of that nature. And also, here's an interesting thing. I just noticed 2 cards from this deck were not with the rest, so I think they're relevant. And oh shit. Okay, what was I just saying, right? Look, card number 18, anxiety, right? People having anxiety, unable to sleep. And then the next one is the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel in reverse, which would be 12, the Hanged Man, the throat chakra. Yeah, so if you're waiting on somebody and if you've been waiting on somebody to speak up about their feelings, or just about a situation or anything, and somebody who's not been communicating very well, they're not communicating right now. They haven't been, because they've been anxious about a situation that they know has needed to end, or maybe they didn't know it needed to end. Some of them may have actually thought that it would go well, and they're very, very, like, they're in a place of, like, I should have known. I saw it. I saw all the red flags. I saw all the things that I needed to see to know this wouldn't make me happy and that I would get hurt like this. And I didn't listen. Others are kind of in a space of, like, I knew in the beginning that it wouldn't work, but I triple thought about it. I overthought about it. I tried to make it work. I tried to convince myself. I tried to gaslight myself because of pride, or because I didn't want to hurt somebody else, or didn't want to look like a fool, or I was mad at somebody else, or like, what am I doing? Why did I do this to myself, kind of thing? Like, why didn't I just, and definitely the energy of why didn't I listen? There's a lot of that I don't want to hear I told you so kind of energy, but it's kind of moved a little bit into, like, I'm really glad you told me so, and I'm really sad that I didn't listen. That sort of energy, like, but matured a little bit more. So sort of an energy of, like, I see where I have come from. Maybe this is a channeled message or something. I see where I've come from. I see why I thought it was bad that you told me so in the first place. And I believed that it was bad then, that you were spying, interfering, controlling, not letting me have fun, being a stick in the mud. But I see that that was not it. And I see now that you, in fact, you were showing me you and your integrity and your honor, and you were doing a very brave and hard thing that nobody else had the courage to do, that I really needed to hear, and that if I'd been more mature and wise enough, I would have listened, and I would have gotten out of this, and I would have avoided a lot of this hurt that I'm going through now. And I see that I also did need to go through it that way, and I see that the ways that I acted also helped you grow. And so it was not all bad, but I'm still kind of hurting over what old me would have thought about that, to where, like, if it wasn't you and you had not grown and done everything the way that you did it, that I would have thought that I'd wrecked you, even if you were looking good on the outside. And there's a part of me that recognizes that I did wreck you, and I'm still grappling with that, and I'm still learning to forgive myself. You know what? That's another big theme too. I'm glad that this came in, because that started coming up over this last week, is people asking forgiveness for how they have hurt others when they were hurting. And it feels like this Saturn retrograde is bringing in some of that energy. Sorry if I'm lagging here. I think I'll probably wrap this up in a minute, just because the phone may not be enjoying its time right here. You know, what do I want to do? You know, I'm not feeling... Actually, you know what's funny? I'll pull this card. Because I'm not feeling like pulling and shuffling a whole bunch more. But this homophone card was sitting out away from the others on its own. And I just came up in a recent reading. I don't remember which one. I don't rewatch my videos, so I don't know. But it feels right. It feels like a new donut, sort of. And donuts may be a theme. I know I've seen them as a theme, but they might be... It feels like the wholeness of coming together, like almost as a family or a unit or a union, to learn how to make the donut and to appreciate the donut and what it takes to make the donut. And then getting the reward of having a real, authentic donut in front of you, or real, authentic French toast in front of you. You know what I mean? Something like that. All right, everybody. Love you so much. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, adding your vibes to the tribe with that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.